Hello and welcome to the iSEEit Virtual Sales Talks. We interview sales leaders all around the world to talk about their approaches, their challenges, but also how they overcome them. And today I'm very pleased to welcome Rob Desmond, the VP of North America in sales for QUINYX. Rob, would you like to share a few words about you and your company?
Sure, Rizan. So thanks for having me. Great to be here. As you had mentioned, I run North America for a company called QUINYX. We are a workforce management platform that allows organizations to focus on having the right employee with the right skill set in the right place at the right time, also at the right cost. And so said another way is we're a platform that leverages machine learning to ensure labor compliance and scheduling.
That's cutting edge. So, what were the sales challenges when you first came in?
So, I've been here just about a year, and I was brought in to help grow a U.S. presence for the company. Prior to us opening an office here, we've had offices in 8 other countries. So, some of the challenges we had to address is you have sales teams all over the world that have different approaches and some different methodologies on how they wanted to sell. And it was successful in a lot of places, but we had some limited common criteria and ways to qualify opportunities that as we start to scale becomes different when each organization or each team is speaking differently about how they approach a sale and how they effectively close a sale. And one of the reasons that I felt it was important for us to get onto a platform that had a common language is given the landscape that we're all selling under, we have limited at-bats, we have limited of net new opportunities, we have to focus on pipeline generation. But now more than ever, it was an initiative of us is to really focus on our close ratio. So qualify opportunities quickly. And what I like to say is know whether to compete. So should we focus on that opportunity or not?
Improving the close rate. That's a hot topic. So, what are your ingredients to improving the close rate?
In a simple way, Rizan, it's spending time in the right accounts. So, all of us understand that you have to spend time in an account to qualify it in or qualify it out. So, a few things we needed to do, and I shared with you a slide that highlights kind of our sales process. So, what we wanted to do with our prospects is outline how we engage with them. Differentiate ourselves, right? When I talk about knowing when to compete, workforce management is a competitive market. So walking the customer through why our approach is different and help kind of change the landscape a little bit from our competition was important. But it was also important for the customer to realize that it was very much in our best interest to make sure they were a good fit for us as much as it was theirs to make sure that we're a good fit for them.
Rob, that seems to be a pretty prescriptive approach. Do prospects really appreciate this?
Most of them do. Most of them like the fact that we are really upfront, that we're going to spend time with them to make sure that technically we're aligned. From a business perspective, we're aligned on delivering the value. So making sure we're actually building a sales process on a use case rather than individual kind of checklist items. So when everybody speaks that common language, right, the folks on the other end of the table begin to understand that we know their business, but we're actually here to partner with them and not just sell them a piece of software.
Additionally, you have introduced MEDDIC or MEDDIC, as you call it, a sales qualification methodology that will drive some answers to the questions that you might have on a sales forecast call. Are you willing to share them with us?
So I think very simply said, Rizan, why do anything? Why us and why now, right? And it's a mantra that we've all heard a number of times, but make sure we always create, every good sales team creates deals, but there has to be a pain and there has to be a business value associated. It's got to hurt enough to somebody for them to spend money. So let's have a framework that allows us not only to uncover that, but gives the seller kind of steps that he's got to go through to get there. There's a process change when you implement QUINYX. So distinguishing between a champion and a coach and an influencer at the variety of levels in the different departments that we sell into is really important. So aligning on not only the pain and the business value, but what's the personal win for those individuals that are helping us. And having this framework enables us to do that.
QUINYX is using the iSEEit app to run MEDDIC on Salesforce. Are you willing to share some benefits your teams have?
With the iSEEit platform, we can very quickly get a glimpse into what gaps we have in the sales process, why we've identified specific folks as coaches or champions or influencers. And then with the org chart and the scorecard, get a quick glimpse from a forecast perspective on where we should be focusing our time, coming full circle back to kind of how we kick this off.
So that's great to hear. So when you look at it from a before-after perspective, what does iSEEit give management? What does it give to you?
Time. Really simply, Rizan, it's when we can pull up a dashboard or an opportunity report that has just a red, yellow, green kind of scorecard next to each one. And then you look at close date as a first line manager, second line manager, or country manager, you know quickly where to dedicate some time. But you know this, all those opportunities are the most important ones to those individual sellers. And we're all fighting for the same resources. So now it's a much easier discussion to be able to say that can wait a week, that we're going to focus on this account this week.
Thank you very much for all of this. I've got a very last question though. In these very special times, we all both are working from home. The sales guys cannot see clients at the moment. So what is your advice to the audience? What are you focusing on in these times?
There's a constant theme I hear from a lot of folks, and one is take the time now to train the teams. For us, we had to adjust in the verticals, but we literally 3 days a week specified individual training sessions on our product. So our sellers were just more versed and having the right conversations, right? We're not the only ones trying to sell in this market. So I want to differentiate our teams and one of the best ways to do that is to make sure that they really know and they're the subject matter expert that the client's expecting them to be. So that's one big thing. And then the other is just using something, and whether it's a methodology or a platform, and again, for us, it's iSEEit, is make sure there's a common language so we're all working at the same thing. I think one of the things we'll all share, and you go through this with your team, it's a little more difficult to make sure we're all doing the little things right. And because pipelines have changed, you know, the focus on selling and closing deals is heightened. You've seen this. It's easier to introduce a bad habit or two. And here's a framework that really enables us not to do that, or even from a seller, when he's got the scorecard up in front of him, can guide himself and start questioning, really, why am I spending time here, or is that the right opportunity for us?
Thank you very much for taking the time, Rob. I really appreciate this. I wish you all the best for your endeavor, and I hope to see you back again in person next time when these crazy times are over.
Absolutely, Rizan. Great to see you again, and for you as well. Hope everyone on your side as well. Stay safe.